There simply has to be a Lamborghini in a list like this, and the Italian brand is just the thing. It's the Huracan Tecnica, which is broadly the same under the skin as the Extreme STO, but without the wild array of aerodynamic pieces and with slightly softer suspension. So, it's easier to live with and, slightly, more subtle to look at. But don't be fooled by the marginally toned-down appearance, it's still a seriously potent car. Power is unchanged at 631 bhp, giving a 0 to 62 miles per hour time of 3.2 seconds and a top speed of 201 miles per hour, delivered by a brilliant-sounding V10 that revs to 8,700 revolutions per minute. And although that power unit, which sadly won't be around for much longer, is shared with the Audi R8, it makes a better noise here, as Lamborghini has managed to avoid fitting a petrol particulate filter in the exhaust system. Its ferocious straight-line performance goes well with the firm chassis and the rear-wheel steering system, which increases agility at lower speeds and stability when the car is going faster. Lamborghini really has saved the best until last with the Huracan. Not everyone considers the Porsche 911 a supercar, but there's a strong argument for the iconic German sports car being thusly described in GT3 RS form. Porsche upped the ante considerably for the 992 generation version, focusing on mechanical grip and downforce since there's only so much more power it can extract from the GT3's naturally aspirated 4.0-liter flat-six under current emissions regulations. And so, while 518 bhp is quite modest as far as modern supercars go, the 911 GT3 RS is able to get round a track mind-bendingly quickly. On the aero front, there are two underbody flaps, massive side skirts and an active rear wing of epic proportions. The latter includes a DRS, drag reduction system, so it doesn't hold the car back too much on the straights. With the DRS switched off, you're looking at a whopping 860 kilograms of downforce. This is backed up by sophisticated suspension setup which can be remotely adjusted from the cabin for bump and rebound. This is one of the closest things you can buy to a racing car for the road. The Artura, McLaren's first full production plug-in hybrid, got off to a shaky start in life. The launch was delayed significantly, and many publications, Auto Express included, experienced technical issues when finally able to drive the car. However, we've driven it more recently in the UK, and McLaren seems to have ironed out the bugs, letting us concentrate on what an exceptional supercar the Artura is. It uses an all-new and unconventional wide-angle twin-turbo V6 backed up by an electric motor and a 7.4 kWh battery, giving up to 19 miles of electric-only running and, more importantly for a car like this, 671 bhp and 720 Nm of torque. It's breathtakingly fast, then, hitting 62 miles per hour in 3 seconds dead, which is 0.2 faster than the seminal McLaren F1. The top speed is 205 miles per hour, and although the engine is perhaps lacking a little character, there's no doubting its potency. Meanwhile, McLaren has strived to keep the car feeling as analog as possible. There's no regenerative braking system, so the brake pedal still feels very natural, and the power steering is one of the few remaining hydraulic setups out there, providing amazing feedback. Finally, it's light for a PHEV, tipping the scales at a very reasonable 1,498 kilograms. With a shift to a mid-engine layout for the latest C8 generation, the Chevrolet Corvette is now looking like an intriguing American alternative to the European supercar elite. The 488 bhp offered up by its naturally aspirated V8 might seem a little sedate compared to some of the cars here. The C8 has plenty of performance to trouble some of our other entries, with a snappy dual-clutch automatic gearbox helping it achieve a 3.5-second 0 to 62 miles per hour time. The top speed, meanwhile, is 184 miles per hour. Plus, the Corvette is no longer a piece of forbidden fruit for us in the UK. The C8 is sold officially here, and in right-hand drive. A starting price of £87,320 undercuts a base Porsche 911 Carrera despite the Vet having much more power and a better standard kit list. Not bad for an entry-level supercar, although you will have to accept it won't feel quite as premium as its European rivals, and it's arguably not as good-looking as the C7 version it replaced.